Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the Black Fitness Show called Fitness Talk. We're gonna have a great show. Before we start, I want everybody to like, subscribe, whatever. I just want everybody to get the algorithm up so we can get all the viewers going. Uh, Before we start, I'd like to shout out Level Water for sponsoring the show today. It's a black-owned company. Go get it. The link will be on the description after it's done. The black-owned water company called Levels. Also, thanks for everybody for coming on. You see the title. The title is Body Image Over Health. So before we start, I want the ladies to introduce herself. So Bree, you go ahead.
All right, so I'm Bree, aka BTG Bree. If you follow me on Instagram, I am full time mom. I'm still working 9 to 5. I'm project manager, and I am a fitness coach. Been training for 3 years now out of Louisville, Kentucky.
Angela.
Hi guys, my name is Angel Larkin. I'm in Atlanta, Georgia, and I'm a personal trainer, instructor, full-time entrepreneur.
Go ahead, Tiff.
Hello, hi, hello. My name is Tiffany. I am an online coach. I have an amazing program called the 14-Day Fit Challenge. Many of you probably have heard of it. I am a full-time entrepreneur as well and a single mother. 40 years old today, by the way. It's my birthday.
Yep,
Happy
it's
birthday!
Tiffany's birthday
Oh,
today.
happy
Tiff.
birthday!
Yeah.
Come on,
In
40.
Hawaii, living
Hey,
All
life.
right.
there.
Okay, so now we're gonna start body image over fitness. I mean, over fitness, over health. So let's go. I will start with you, Bree. What you think? Is body image over health? Is that the problem?
I think honestly, if you would ask me that question 3 years ago, I would have said absolutely. I think that nowadays, I think that the wave in the past 6 months has really been stronger. Like women want to be stronger. I ain't never seen so many women deadlifting, squatting, and like going hard, going heavy. So, but I'm still have to lean towards people are more so fixated on the body image. You still get everybody that comes to you and wants, a specific figure instead of just saying they want to be stronger, healthier, well-being. So I think that that's the realm that we're in, and I think we're finally shifting towards the health realm though.
It's Larkin.
I have to agree with Bree. I think maybe a few years ago when like surgery was on the table, everybody just wanted the image. And as far as fitness goes, it was a lot of after pictures or after shots, or this is what you could have. And I think that's what drove people like, okay, well, let me just skip that and go there. And they're not truly focused on the health benefits that come from working out or training or eating better and things of that nature.
Go ahead, Tiff.
I think it's 50-50. It all depends on the individual. Some people want, instant gratification, aka microwave results. So they resort to, surgical procedures because all they want is the image. All they want is to look a certain way in their clothing, right? They have no desire to have actual knowledge of nutrition and of how the body works and what foods can do to the body and things like that. Then there's other people who actually do care and are looking for longevity. So then they actually, invest in themselves and, learn how the body reacts to foods and things of that nature, all while getting in shape. So I think it's 50-50.
Okay, so do y'all also believe like I see because of social media, you believe society or it's insecurity that makes women change their body instead of worry about their health? Go ahead, Bree.
Absolutely, because I think that most women want what they see. I mean, you don't just come out of nowhere and say that you want X, Y, and Z. I think it's the pressures that we all put on ourselves, not even just society, but it's like, you know, we see a fixated number that people are getting likes, they're getting followers, they're getting things of this nature, and they're looking a certain way, they're doing certain workouts. And so that creates a own like self insecurity about themselves to where you feel like you have to be at that level or better to be a part of the cool team or the cool people. So I think that it plays a huge role.
Ms. Larkin?
I think that women do things for different reasons. Like Tiff said, I mean, there's certain women that um, first of all, we just gonna put it out there. When we bring up the word BBL or surgery, and then we talk about working out, those are not the same results. Like there's women that are shaped in certain ways that working out is just not gonna give you that hourglass figure. So then some women just go straight to, okay, let me get this hourglass figure. But at the end of the day, you're still gonna have to work out. You're still gonna have to eat healthy. You're still gonna have these certain diseases, cancers, and things that may come up in your life in the future, or your history of your family and things like that. And those are the things that we need to focus on more so than what we're looking at on the outside. But I mean, I'm tapping in a whole totally different conversation right now, but from what you asked. But I also think that women have more pressure on them as far as women for body images. I mean, women's bodies get stretched in ways that men's bodies don't. So, and we're looked at in a certain way. So when a woman's body is stretched this way, that way, whether it be with child, having babies, being pregnancies, gaining weight, it just doesn't do the same as men. So we have this certain attitude that we have to hurry up and fix ourselves, or, get ourselves right for the image part and not focus on the health. Instead of being healthy, everybody's focused on, well, what does my body look like? What do I look like on Instagram? But I think as far as women go, we have definitely different pressures, way too many pressures on us as far as what we look like.
I kind of disagree. I'm gonna get back with you. I kind of disagree when it comes to men and women as well too. But go ahead, Tiff. You mute. Tiff, we can't hear you. Tiff, she just talking. We can't hear you. Somebody hit Tiff.
We can't hear you, Tiff.
We can't hear you.
She can't hear us either.
Nah.
Yeah, well, I was saying, well,
we can't hear you.
Well,
she's talking a lot of game, whatever she
said.
We'll figure it out. But like I was saying before, I disagree because the men do go as well too. When you look at bodybuilders, when you see men that, like, for example, look at Rodney Coleman. He chose body image over his health, and his health. Look at him now. He had multiple surgeries, had to tore his disc and all that. So when it comes to men image also affect us too. I'm not gonna say who's greater, who's whatever, because when it comes to women, it's ridiculous. I always joke about I picked the wrong profession. We say I should have became a plastic surgeon before a trainer because I didn't know the women was gonna get this many surgeries, especially when it comes to what they behinds when it BBL. So I agree but disagree at the same time when it comes to men and women. Tiff, can you hear us? Can you hear? Tiff, can you hear? No.
Oh no, she can hear us.
You can hear. But I also I'm glad we talked about BBLs because I have a video we could see that talk about the high risk of getting BBLs. So here's a couple surgeons, plastic surgeons that discuss about the BBL, especially in the Black community.
Okay.
And tell them, what is this potential risk? What is the procedure? How often it happens? And what your recommendations would be on something like that?
So BBL stands for Brazilian butt lift, and essentially it is taking fat from a different part of your body and injecting it into the butt. And up until a few years ago, we thought that this was the safest way to enhance the buttocks. And as we know, our society and our culture, it's really focused on the derriere. Unfortunately, studies have now shown that it has the highest mortality rate, death rate, in all of plastic surgery. There was a study that showed that literally 1 in 3,000 women who undergo this surgery die from it.
And these are healthy pre-screened women. So these aren't
healthy,
like
these are young women,
folks.
and often they're young women of color who want to undergo this operation. So I don't think that it's not a safe operation. I think there are unsafe ways to perform it. And in general, there are plastic surgeons around the country who do, that's almost all they do is.
So I just want to know why we have all this information, especially for our women, especially our Black women. We have this information, why we still take the risk to get to that we know it's going to end up fatal. So why? I just want to know what's the reason will push women to pressure them to even take that risk. Go ahead, Bree.
Yes, so I think it's really again society, and a lot about it. I think it's more so who you're around and like be the influence for other people, because I mean, I haven't thought about doing it, but I do know groups of people that I've never seen just one person in a friend group have a BBL. That's just me personally. It's usually like they see somebody that they know, or that's not just always about social media, but it's the instant gratification. It's the I look good, feel good, without having to put in the work. And like you know, they said the microwave results. So like quick and easy. You know, once you go to a trainer, a lot of people, they put in 3-4 weeks. It's too much work. And I just want to get to X, Y, and Z, because they figure out the reality that you're not going to get an hourglass shape by being here for 30 days. These 30, 60-day transformation videos, sometimes they're fugazi. I think, again, that goes to social media and people that are, you know, judging it up or fraudulent, because, you know, you could put anything out there and says 30 days. And that could have took somebody, you know, a year to accomplish that transformation, or, you know, what have you. But I think it's always trying to keep up, like, you know, keep it up with the people that are hot and popping. So I think that's what's like, okay, let me go ahead and do this because I seen X, Y, and Z. They spent, you know, only 10 bands and now they look real good. They're super happy. And so it just kind of, I don't think that anyone sits down and has a serious conversation with themselves about the pros and the cons and about what the reality looks like, you know, pre-surgery, post-surgery, X, Y, and Z, things like that, before they do it.
Go ahead, Ms. Larkins.
I mean, I think people feel like, you know, there's risk with a lot of different things and that you go through in life. And just like any other surgery, a medical surgery, I've had 3 medical surgeries where it could have been fatal. I mean, there's a risk. There's a paper that you sign that, you know, if you know, things happen. I had to have a blood transfusion and all type of stuff when I had my cancer removed, my tumors removed. So it's just like, there's certain things that in life as people, but I kind of want to talk about the results. Like BBL results and working out results are not the same. There are people, like, you can't take SpongeBob and turn SpongeBob into a bad bitch. I'm sorry, I don't know if I can cuss, but like, it's just not, it just won't happen. Like you can make this person slim, you can snatch their waist a little bit, but you can only, and I've gotten this question on my page a lot, like, hey, if I work out, will I get a butt like you? No, you will get a butt like you if you work out. Like, you can't get a butt like I had an ass before I started working out. Yes, it got bigger. I worked on it. It got bigger. But if you didn't have this going into it, like, you can't expect. So BBL results, I feel like people think like if I work out, it's going to take me years to get this way. Because, and I get to people, I'm sure you guys do too, I just want to work on my glutes. That's it. I just want to come in and work on my glutes. And that's not a thing. And they don't know that, but it's for us as coaches to let them know, okay, you're going to have to work this out. You're going to have to work this out. This is realistic for you. No, you're not going to get a butt like this person. You're not going to get a butt like Ari if you work out, because you didn't have that before. Like, it's just not in your genetics. At some point it's genetics. So I think that's what people feel. And that's the pressures that they have on them. Like, okay, if I work out, my glutes might look good, but they're not going to look like I want them to look. You know, my stomach might go flat, but I've had 3 C-sections. So my stomach is not going to be as flat as the person that I'm looking at as far as my goals. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what drives people to BBL. And that's the thing that I kind of want to separate, because BBL surgery results are not the results that you would get when you work out. So that's when it becomes health or surgery or image, right?
Yeah.
I got a question for you. So what made you get the surgery? Like, was it saying like is it like I need this so it could motivate people, or you just like, I just want it for myself?
I've never had a BBL.
I
got my breasts done. No. I said I had ass before I worked out. It was genetics.
Oh.
But yes, my butt got bigger as I worked out. My waist got slimmer. The illusion of my ass got bigger because I'm working on it, right? Mm-hmm. Just like any other butt. But this is as I've been carrying for my life. You know what I'm saying? So when people ask me that, and I'm not offended by that. I'm not offended by by that because I literally just had somebody. I mean, people ask me all the time, so I'm not offended, but they had to have something to focus on as far as when they went and go like, okay, we can do this BBL surgery. So people have a thing that they want to look like, right? So when people have this BBL surgery, they're looking for this certain look to look like they had enhancements. And some people try to hide it or whatever, but it looks like most people now, it looks like they've had enhancements and their stomach's all sucked in, they got their belly button in a different spot, all those type of things. You know what I'm saying? But it's just not the same. Like BBL and working out for some people will not look the same.
I agree.
Yeah. I when it comes to like, I know y'all fitness trainers, when you have clients that come to you like, okay, I'm about to get a BBL, but can you still train me? Like, what would you tell the potential client, like, don't take that? Or you was like, go ahead and just come back to me?
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Bree.
No, I'll let you go ahead. Go ahead.
I talked to him. I get to understand because I worked in a profession where I did body sculpting, laser lipo, and then I eventually got into post-op massages, post-op lymphatic massages. So I've talked to a lot of different women when it comes to that situation, or before and after. So I mean, I would talk to them and figure out what their reasons are. I mean, I have a lot of women who's had, multiple pregnancies, C-sections, dead fat on their stomach, stretched, skin just stretched to capacity. There's no way with, that it's going to go back to what they really, really want. So it just depends on why they're doing it. But I try to talk to them, and I can't tell anybody about their body. I just tell them to try certain things first or get on this path, because even after you do that and go get lipo, you're still going to have to come and maintain it and keep it off. Because I've had people that I did post-op care on that still don't look like they had surgery because they did not work out. They didn't take care of it.
Yeah.
Hey, Tiff, so we was talking about this, asked a question about, do you ever have potential clients come up to you about getting a BBL, or they decided to get a BBL and they want them to train? Would you consult them and saying, don't get it, or say, go ahead and get it and come back to me?
I always try to talk them out of it.
Wow.
Every time. And normally I don't have to talk anyone out of it. After listening to one of my lives, they usually decide against it. Usually. Just from the information that I provide and the way that I break things down, they come to the realization that, working for it will, in the long run, be more beneficial than, undergoing surgery. And that goes not only for BBLs, that goes for gastric bypass, any surgeries, not just cosmetic, the gastric surgeries, all of those things. Later on, they have all types of side effects and things like that. Doing things the regular, old school way is always best. So I always just try to, educate on that and never put on the table, or if you want, no. It's always working for it for me and nothing else. So usually after hearing me speak, people decide against it.
What about you, Bree?
I agree. I'm always going to try to talk somebody out of it. I'm not going to be overbearing with it as far as, be too harsh with my opinion. But usually if you give the facts, and like if you're a certified trainer, you're a coach, understanding like the basics get you where you need to be. And every time, everybody has to come back to the basics, no matter if you get your microwave results or anything. I always explain to them, so what's your end game? Like, that's always my question when they ask me. I was like, so what's your end game a year after that surgery? Like, what are you going to do? What's your plan? Because nobody thinks about that. Once they look good or whatever. And I always explain it in different words. Like, to me, sometimes you have to break things down to people differently. I'm like, if somebody hands you a Fortune 500 company today, you still got to run it. You still got to put the work in. You still got to make sure it's going to thrive and be everlasting. So, like, why wouldn't you want to put the work in, understand it, so that way you understand, like, this is what I have to do. And so for me, I always say, like, what are your reasons too? Like I want to hear real deal reasons, because at the end of the day, when you're going with it, it's more so of an image thing. It's not a maturity. Like, the maturity of wellness and fitness will tell you that you don't need X, Y, and Z to go ahead and microwave or take the elevator, because maturity is like, I don't need to be X, Y, Z on the scale. I don't need to have this certain ratio, like my health and my wellness and being as strong as I can, be the best version of myself I can be. Whatever that looks like today, hell, that might be different tomorrow. But I'm always devil's advocate. So to me, tell me what your end game is, and I'm gonna rebuttal you, because to me, I just feel like people don't have a lot of that in their corner. Everybody's like, oh yeah, girl, go ahead, da, 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 da. But are they helping you take care of you? Are they in the gym with you? Are they doing X, Y, and Z? You know, if something was to happen to you, you know, I've seen plenty of people that have had, like, I've had 2 people come to me, and I hate to be a person to say I don't want to take on that clientele, but I've had 2 people come to me, and both clients have had issues from it. Like, one had punctured and saw her core, so she couldn't do sit-ups, she couldn't do a lot of things that I'm like, now you're putting yourself in danger, your health is in danger, and she has to go back and have multiple surgeries to try to fix that. So I'm always going to go on the natural and like putting in the work. And then that's just me too. When I do consultations, you have to, you know, we have to be on the same type of mindset. Like, you have to be ready to grind, you have to be ready to put in the work. Because at the end of the day, I'm not going to scream and tell you what you need to do, because that has to come from within. Like, you have to be self-motivated, and I'm here to coach you. That's why I call myself a coach and not just a trainer, because I'm here to coach you so you can learn how to do this on your own and be the best version of yourself. Because when you go get that body, they tell you how to take care of yourself, but they don't tell you how to stay fit, how to keep it looking exactly the way it is. Like, so that's always going to be my thing. I hate that I come off sometimes like a shamer, if like I've ever been on lives and stuff. They'd be like, oh, you're so anti. And it's not even just that I'm anti. I just have more reasons why you shouldn't get it than why you should.
So I have a question, Kev, if it's okay. What happens when you come to the person who lost all the weight, but now they've had, you know, children, and then they just have this saggy skin on their stomach that they want to get a tummy tuck, or they want to get removed or something like that? So how would you encourage that person to be sexy when they're around their husband and things like that? As far as what extent does fitness, I understand the healthy part. What if they're healthy, but then they have this, you know, these stretch marks and this extra skin, because I've seen it thousands of times, that they want to just remove?
I'll go ahead and go.
Go ahead, Bree.
So I'm always gonna, like I said, I play devil's advocate. But if someone is truly passionate about what they want to do, I feel like, to me, they're never going to come to me and ask me for my guidance to say, yes, I absolutely want this. Because if you really want it from within, like the whole mental, your mind is made up. You know why you want it. You have a purpose behind it, and you can speak to it. Absolutely. If that makes you happy. But I'm always going to tell them the pros and the cons, weigh them out. Understand, I'm a big person on the mind, body, soul connection. So you're looking good. Are you still going to feel good? Do you know this for a fact that if you get the skin removed, you're going to feel X, Y, and Z way? So that's just me. I'm always going to, ask those questions again, be devil's advocate. But if you're confident in it and you know what, you like it, I love it, and hope the best for you. Whatever works for you, but also think long-term. That's why I ask people long-term.
So like Bree mentioned, I too, people, like to say I come off as someone who's bashing surgery, and guess what? I don't care. Because I'm just going to spit the facts the way they need to be spat, and that's that. So when it comes to someone that does have XN, because there's people who do lose like hundreds of pounds, 200, their body, the elasticity is not going to be like a normal, weight loss, because they lost tons of weight. So they will have excess skin and things of that nature. So in that instance, absolutely, there are going to be some procedures that they are going to have. And I am transparent with my clients who are losing amount of weight. And I do tell them that, like, you're going to work up to a certain point, right? Mm-hmm. Get to that point where pretty much everything else is tight. And it's like, you already know there's no way that skin, ain't no way. You do have to go get whatever is necessary in that instance. But the rest of these people that just be out here lazy, yeah, I'm talking about y'all, that just be out here lazy, and you just go and lay on the table just because, like, you been, like, really try. You're just hopping from diet to diet. I call it being a diet whore. Like, literally, you're whoring around. 1 second you're vegan, the next second you want to be keto, then you want to, I'm on a water diet. Like, girl, you got to stop going around. Commit to one thing, find that one thing that's going to work, and stick to that. not for a month or two. You need to give yourself at least at minimum 6 months and really try. But most people,
Right.
they want to commit to everything except themselves. So then the easier route is putting that deposit down with the doctor, getting those instant results, and then they still end up getting diabetes, still have high blood pressure, get kidney failure, heart failure with a snatch waist.
Right.
Mhm.
What did you learn though? Nothing. That's like taking somebody
Right.
out of the hood and putting them in a mansion the next day. They're not going to know how to appreciate it because they didn't go through the process of the steps. You
I
got to
like
go through the steps.
I like that.
That's
Low
it.
vibration. Low vibration.
Hey, before
Hello.
we ask another question, hey, can we get some likes up, please? A little button click. God damn, people.
Give us some likes.
Get some likes up. We got all these people in the chat, and y'all ain't liking. Please like. But I got a question for y'all. I don't know what this young lady name on Instagram. She was kind of
Why the
famous.
sound went out?
I'm not gonna say her name. I don't even remember her name. But she was one. She lived in Atlanta, and she lied about her body. And after she had to get surgery to get the butt of her body,
Bro,
she how can I say it? She had to tell the truth, and she lost a lot of following. She lost money. Is it okay for trainers or influencers to, I'm not gonna say scam their way to it, but is it okay for them to, like, it's okay for a trainer to have their body done and still be a trainer? Go ahead, Brie.
So, in my personal opinion, if you're transparent about it, teach his own. As long as people understand that the results that you have are not coming directly from what you're pushing as an avenue. And that's my thing, is like, people want to keep it as a secret and not be transparent. And that's what really blows my mind, because if you're so confident in getting the surgery or whatever, living your truth, be authentic, but also push that narrative. And people don't realize how many people in this industry truly have done something to enhance themselves in some type of fashion when it comes to surgery. So, like, I'm not going to knock it and say you can never be a trainer, but I just rather them be more transparent, because then I feel like you create a trickle down effect of you're not being honest. So then this person is looking at you thinking you got there by putting in the hard work, and they've been putting in hard work for a year, and they're like, I'm not getting there. I'm going to go ahead and get surgery. Not knowing this person has already altered themselves and never told you. So I think that kind of throws the wrong narrative to people. Because I'm always like, if you living your truth, that's it. I can't say nothing about it. If you living your truth, that's fine. Like, a lot of people make comments about somebody else, and not in the fitness industry, but she owns her shit. And like, some people can't stand her because, she talks to a lot of famous men, but I'm like, she lives in her truth, so you can do nothing but respect it. So if you live in your truth, I can do nothing but respect it, as long as you're honest. But the people that be fraudulent, I just be like, it's black.
Go ahead, Tim.
well, I don't know. To me, it's almost like going to a dentist whose teeth is raggedy, but they gonna tell you how to take care of your teeth. It's like your teeth is chopped up, so how you gonna tell me how to get the pearly Colgate smile? Now, not saying as a trainer who had surgery, you won't know anything about how the body functions or anything like that. You may indeed have knowledge of certain things, but it's like, how are you going to tell somebody how to reach a certain goal that you didn't reach yourself?
Yeah. Go ahead, Ms. Larkins.
Just being realistic.
I agree to a certain extent. I mean, I know people. I live in Atlanta, so I might have a different narrative than everybody else. So a lot of people in Atlanta or around, have had surgery, and they are really good at what they do. Like, I'm not going to take that away from them. They went through whatever they had to go through, training, learning about how to get this, how to get that. So I don't feel like they can't train anybody or can't give anybody advice on their health and well-being and things of that nature, because obviously everybody has a story. Everybody went through something. So that's like saying you can't take advice from the man sitting on the corner. He might give you some gems, right? Jimmy down the street gets some gems, but Jimmy ain't got nothing. You know what I mean? So it's just like, it's to a certain extent. Now, when they go as far, it's hard not to like name drop, but when they go as far as like just making it seem like, oh, I'm now a fitness influencer. Last year I wasn't at all, and I got my body done, but you don't know that. But now today I'm a fitness influencer. I know everything about training. I know everything about how to get your body looking like mine. You know what I mean? That's when I feel like it becomes like you got to draw a line somewhere.
I agree. I always want to ask women this. I always want to know what y'all think about this. About bodybuilders. Y'all see the Olympians. Y'all see all the people that's into the weight. Yeah, you could say the Olympians or the Arnold people. Now, do y'all even judge or look at women that looks masculine, or that's just like yeah, that is that healthy for a woman to look like that? Like Tiff, I want to hear your opinion about that. Like, what you think about that?
I love all of it. Even if it's not the aesthetic that I would actually go for, I'm always going to respect the grind. I don't care what you're into. If you're into, heavy lifting, if you're, you did miss one of the Olympic, listen, I'm here for the grind. I don't care about the masculinity, this and that. Oh, she looks like a man. Listen, do you know the work that it took? I'm here for the grind. I respect the grind because I know what it's about. I've actually thought about competing myself, and I'm more so into the more muscular look. That's what I prefer normally. So I just respect the grind. I respect it. I don't look down on anything.
I can see you do the bikini competition. I can see you do that. Bree, what you think?
I'm here for the wellness.
That wellness didn't, yeah.
Possibly figure like around there, but I just respect it all. I respect it all. Whether you're small, you're big, you got a little bit of muscle, that's the beauty of fitness in general, right?
That's true.
Because someone will look at one person and look at the other and be like, oh, they're not fit, but they are. Meanwhile, they're both fit, right? Power lifters. A power lifter doesn't have the aesthetic of someone who would be in a bodybuilding competition. But does that mean that she's not fit? No, they're both fit, but it's just different levels of it. I love all of it. I respect all of it. I think all of it's amazing. So to any woman out there that's thinking about becoming anything, do whatever you want to do. I love it.
Go ahead, Bree.
So I love it. I respect the hell out of them. There's also a realm there too that we could get into a conversation if you're doing it healthy. Absolutely kudos to you, because there's a lot of unspoken words about people that are on certain drugs to enhance themselves, and I just think that that's a huge narrative that's not really spoke on, because that puts you in the same boat as BBLs, but you're going at your health to get to a certain point. But I respect it because the grind that they have, the discipline that they have is unmatched. So I've actually decided I'm going to do a powerlifting meet in November. So I'll be starting to train and get into that. Thank you. So
Very good job.
Different. I'm always lifting, I'm always going to be on the strong woman shit. Like, to me, like BBL, I started saying last year is boss babes lift. Like, that was my thing. And like, that's my narrative for BBLs. Anybody that I've seen that does bikini, wellness, any of that, like their grind, their discipline, that's a whole different ball game. And I wish more people respected what they do, because it's a match. Like, there's 2 women in my gym right now that are training for a show in 6 weeks. And when I tell you, I literally look at them and I don't ever be like, oh, I'm motivated by somebody else, because I know I have to motivate myself. But like, it's inspiring to see their discipline on a whole different level. When you're talking about health and wellness too, it is wear and tear on the body, but done in a healthy way and having a coach and going through the process that you should go through, I respect the hell out of it. And I'm extremely excited to, at least get one. I keep saying I at least get one. The wellness and bikini's not for me, but powerlifting, I'm ready to see what that's about, because I want that sense of discipline. Like, I can work out. I know I look good. I know what I look now, but I want the discipline that I see other women have and men have in that realm.
I got a question for you, Bree, but go ahead, Ms. Larkins. I got a question about you with a powerlifter.
This is gonna be quick, but I agree. Like, I respect the hustle. I respect the grind. Just like Bree said, as long as it's done, because there is a black market for other things in that realm. When it comes to a cheat code or whatever you want to call it, fast fix cheat code, There's cheat codes in that too, but as long as it's healthy, some of the things. I mean, I'm plant based, so I don't think I will ever do a show because I mean maybe certain shows, but powerlifting and it's just certain dietary restrictions that I have that I feel like I can't agree with full-heartedly as far as being healthy, because I had cancer and I know kind of what I had to cut out in my diet that power lifters and people that go do competitions, they have to eat on a daily basis. That just for me, this is me and my personal opinion and how I eat, I just can't see that being healthy.
Okay, hey Brig, I got a question. What made you want to be a powerlifter? Because I remember it's so funny that you said about the powerlifting. A lady on my came DM me about Black Fitness needs to show more powerlifters. We don't show enough Black people in powerlifting. And I respond to her. I said, there ain't that many of us doing powerlifting, and powerlifting is not that popular in the Black community, in the Black fitness circuit as well. I'm trying to promote that as well. So what made you like, I want to get into powerlifting? Because powerlifting, that's a different ball game when it comes to dieting and training.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is it's popping. Like it's popping.
Yeah.
The following is not there. Like people don't want to jump on that bandwagon and follow it. But if you looked at the Arnold Classic, the strongest woman to ever lift deadlift is a Black woman now. The strongest woman to squat her weight is a Black woman. Like, and then the power lifter that I saw that made me be like, oh shit, because I followed her page and she looks amazing. Like she really does, and she wasn't super masculine, but she always had a story behind why she started each lift. And
shout out to Angela Thomason. She live in UK.
Yes, and like she is dope. Like, so to me, I'm like, that discipline and being like, for me, strong is sexy. So like to push my mind and my mental to be stronger than what I know my body can be, like for me, that's obtainable. Like that excites me. So I think that we do need to shed more light on that community and get and see the different realms. I'm not gonna say shift everyone over there, but get them to see that like fitness is not one cookie cutter package deal. Like everybody thinks that, everything, either I have to do this type of like, just to put it out there, like in Atlanta, there's certain gyms that people say they have to be a part of, or you have to be in those big groups of, the huge workout classes and this and that. And I just want people to understand that there are so many different realms you can go into. So I know that I've always teetered with the injury to reward for me, because you are putting your body under a lot of stress when it comes to lifting a lot of weight. But I think that mentally it plays a big game too. Is like if your mental is there, a lot of that could be I guess like missed out on as far as. But I do think that there's a lot. I see way more Black women now this year at the Arnold Classic than I have ever seen. And I think that is beautiful. Like it's dope. And now we're taking over another world. I was actually on a podcast where, it was a very mixed group of people, and there was a comment in the chat where they were like, here they come taking over this sport. And so for me, that's what really drove me to be like, you know what? I'm pulling up.
You're right.
That's right.
I'm like, put my name in the record. So that's what really, between watching her at the Arnold and that comment and that one podcast, I was like, all right, I'm ready. All right.
That is true. When it comes to especially in the powerlifting, you see more Black women becoming more famous and making powerlifting more famous. Like that, what's her name? Plus size.
Plus size, yeah. Plus size queen. Yeah.
Yes. She was on the Ellen show because she came viral with the hoop earrings and this deadlift is 600
with the swag,
pounds.
With the swag, the way the arms and everything.
You got Angela. I just posted a couple weeks ago. She just deadlifted a big monster tire that's over 800 pounds. She went viral with that. And you have I forgot her friend name. I'm so sorry. She was squatting over 600 pounds. Like, and powerlifting it's not famous, especially I don't care what race, white or Black. When it came more popular with the Black community, when Black women started making it more, I would make it more cool. Started building up, and I always want to like what made them like I want to do powerlifting, because like I said, powerlifting is hard. Like
Mhm.
you got to think about it. You observing a lot of weight. I can only squat 405, and I look at women that doing 500. I'm like, what the hell? I'm not eating or what I'm not doing right.
Yeah.
So when I see what powerlifting getting better because it's not popular because you look at women's body, you just like, damn, like ain't well, I don't think that ideal body that we see. Like
Mhm.
Tiff, Angie, y'all live in Atlanta. Everybody look almost got the same body. Everybody got that big butt, and that's it. And that in the small ways, powerlifters don't have that. But people look at powerlifters as okay, powerlifters thick. A lot of them you gotta be thick to be a powerlifter. So I'm just I'm just amazed at how powerlifters is getting bigger and bigger every time.
Yeah. I
So
think you see it too in a lot of like rural areas of like,
uh-huh.
Smaller towns and things like that where, the gyms they go to is powerlifting gyms in a sense or bodybuilding gyms. And so that's where like kind of the influence comes from. Because to be honest, I only know one out of maybe 22 different coaches that I personally know that powerlift is a Black coach for like powerlifting. So I mean that's still not not a realm that many people have been in, but I do think that once this continues to be the narrative, and like I say, like 3 to 4 years, powerlifting is going to be just as popular as you see, like the cardio and the step aerobics and stuff like that you see. Like it's going to be around for that.
I feel like it's making it.
It's a good self-esteem booster too,
Mhm.
right? For women, like just being strong and being able to lift some heavy shit, like that would normally be for, as they say, oh, this is for men. That's the whole thing. That's why most women in general are afraid to lift. Oh, I don't want to look like a man. You could never look like one. It's going to take you a real long time.
Yeah.
You got to take a whole lot of stuff to even get remotely close to that.
You'd be
But
unhealthy.
exactly.
Yeah.
If so, anyone like that has low self-esteem, low confidence, if they start doing powerlifting or lifting of anything, it's going to boost their self-esteem. They'll feel like they can take over the world and do anything. So
Completely agree.
I love the
love it.
Like I said, like you said, Tiff, I have clients who's like, I don't want to do upper body. I don't want to look like a man. I'm like, baby, these 10 pounds is not going to do that for you. It's okay. Like you're not even taking supplements right now. So we just going to focus on what we're focusing on.
Calm down.
Calm down. You're not
Calm
lifting
down.
you're not lifting the car. It's okay.
Yeah, I feel it because I mean, to me, when I lift, like, I mean, I've gotten back to, and I think that comes from my training, and like every 3 years you have to get recertified. And so science, I was like, you're going back to the basics. People are squatting, deadlifting, and doing that. And so for me to be at 130 and I'm deadlifting 295, like you can't tell me nothing. Like
okay,
I'm so high, you can't tell me nothing. And you're squatting, I'm gonna squat right next to you. Like it's an empowerment thing. And sometimes it's very overwhelming for men, if we want to get into that realm too. With women that are, I think, into lifting heavier. I think that more so Black men than anything kind of shun a lot of women that want to be stronger and have that realm. So that's a lot of women too, I think, shy away from lifting heavy, and they want to go to having just that specific body type because they're like, oh, he don't want nobody with no broad shoulders. He don't want like, girl, listen, I don't know nobody that's been like you too muscular for me, because baby, I would never be talking to you if that was ever the case. Ever.
Right.
First of all, I want to know what man you talk about that one of women lifting heavy like that. Second,
listen,
I think that would motivate man to go heavy.
They go crazy with people
go
that
through the
like,
comments.
She's masculine, like nobody wants to cuddle up with that, like, because my page went from, I used to have 800 followers in October, and then I did the 135 like deadlift, squat, and press challenge, and that's really what kind of put me out there. And the comments, when I was reading, once your video gets up there, I was just like, wow. Like, and it was mostly all Black men that was like, nah, that's too much. That's too much. Don't nobody want their girl doing all of that. I'm like,
you know why? Because they have titties. It's always
they not about to do it.
You can't even get them to run.
They wouldn't be saying that.
They got titties to go to the mailbox.
They got a lot to say. That's why.
He's quiet.
Shout out to all my guys with titties.
With the titties.
Be putting them in their feelings.
Hey, everybody on the chat, if you have any questions, please ask. We have somebody from we call what's it? I don't even know how to say it. S Francer. They asked a question. Powerlifters are shaped different. Can you keep your curves? Go ahead, Bree. You got that.
I'm sure going to. I think that again, it gets into being healthy and not being healthy, because there are some, the black market that people get into when it comes to powerlifting and even bodybuilding. I think more so it's in bodybuilding than anything else. But I think it's a possibility, but it makes you more disciplined, because a lot of lifters, they do taking a lot of carbs. They're not exactly the healthiest fats, the healthiest sugars, because they got to keep their energy up and things like that. But I think it's a very strong possibility. If you look at, I believe it is Angela that was at the Arnold Classic, like her curves, she's thick. Like when I say thick thighs and like she's more, you're not going to get the plump butt. Like it's going to look a little muscular. It's going to be a little more defined. But I think that people have to get out of the realm of feeling like you have to be plickety cow, but boom. Like that shit's just not regular for everybody. And to go back to what you said at the beginning, genetics. People don't understand, like, genetics plays such a huge role in what you look like and how the things that you can do and where you can go. But I don't think that should be the narrative. And I'm hoping to be a part of the people that are switching that narrative to say that, oh, you're super muscular, you can't be curvy to be a powerlifter, because I think it's very possible.
Go ahead, Tiff.
Me?
Can powerlifters get some curves?
Yes. Like what Bree just said. First of all, they lifting heavy as hell, and their diet is completely different. This is what I try to explain to my clients. Okay? At the end of the day, the look that you get all depends on what's on your plate. That's it. That's all. And powerlifters, they have the most flexible dieting ever. They'll be eating McDonald's one second, chicken breast the next. They eat everything. Okay. They don't have no like real strict calorie intake and all that. They have to eat in order to fuel those workouts. Okay.
Yeah.
So if you looking to get thick, do powerlifting. It's definitely gonna get you that. Definitely gonna get you that. Don't be afraid to lift. That's where the thighs come from. The weight. Lift heavy. That's where it comes
Lift
from.
heavy.
Not from cardio, girl. Because y'all be running your ass off. Literally. Running your ass off. Weights. So powerlifting, yeah, you could definitely keep your curves. Now, granted, they don't do like the average workouts like I would do or Angel or probably Bree would do. Like, we actually have booty day, right? Things like that. Like a lot of their lifts would be like a lot of deadlifts, a lot of squatting. It's kind of like more compound movements. They don't do a lot of accessory work, so to speak, which will, more endow the curves, but they're going to be there. No doubt about that. They're going to be there.
You got anything? You got a comment?
No, I agree. I mean, I'm not a power lifter, but I do lift heavy for me. And, I'm getting heavier and every day I go up, but I see results. But like Tiff said, I do certain workouts that help me keep my shape, help me keep myself snatched where I need to be snatched. We have certain days for that. And then I have certain days where I'm going heavy.
Right.
So I agree that you got powerlifters do got lift. They like Tiff said, they eat anything. Like I know somebody that was a powerlifter. And when I mean they eat, and you have to eat to absorb that energy. How much weight you're lifting. So I agree. So if you have any more questions for the ladies, please ask. So ladies, I said I wasn't gonna ask about this, but I'm gonna ask anyway. Now we talk about body image, and this girl, I always say her name almost 4 times episode. This is the 4th time in the episode I talked about her. Let's talk about Lizzo. When it comes to body image, we consider her being a woman that's a plus size. Is it dangerous what she's saying about being a plus size woman, or is it's like as long as she's healthy, that's okay? Go ahead, Tiff.
What is she saying?
I forgot what. I think she was interviewed with the Breakfast Club, and she said that she's a vegan. and she said, I cannot lose weight. Some women cannot lose no weight. They just made to be big. I wish I had the video.
She's
And
big boned is what
Mm.
she's
I was about
saying.
to say, oh, she hit him with the big bone.
The
Yeah, her bone.
yes, she said I was born big and this is how I am. I wish I had the video so I could see why, but
So basically, she's saying there's no way for her to get smaller ever.
there's no way. Nope.
Baby, have she seen Adele? Because Adele's a whole different person.
Okay.
I always
Again,
I always said because everybody keeps saying she's with the fat women. I grew up with Monique. Monique did the same thing, and Monique talk about big women. It's okay to be a big woman. Now look at her now. I just had her trainer last week talking about how she lose the weight because when you get older, a lot of disease, a lot of heart problems, a lot of your organs get affected in the long run. Yes, you might be active because you're young. When you under 30 or you in your 30s, your body is still good. But once you become a big woman, when you don't care, when you think you can eat anything and still keep that same weight, that sometimes take a toll of your body. So that's why I'm just
and,
like,
and age has a lot to do with it too. Like when you're
yeah,
younger, you think you're invincible. Like you think, oh,
yep.
this I'm fine, I'm healthy. You know what I mean? But as we get older, like I'm pushing 40. So as I get older, I know there's certain things that I have to do. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it if I want to stay healthy. As far as being big bone and I'm supposed to be like this, I just don't agree with that because I mean somewhere down the line, right now, while you're at the age that she's at, I feel like she's comfortable. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Just like on other scales, skinny women think they can eat anything. Oh, I'm healthy, I'm skinny. And it has nothing to do with how big you are, how small you are. It has everything to do with health. There's a healthy weight that you're supposed to be at, and it's called a BMI. So once you're at that healthy weight, then all your other levels, as far as your blood work goes, and your other levels, we get into that, and we get into alkaline diets and stuff like that, and what you're putting acidic stuff, gastritis. There's so many people around here with gastritis that they don't even know it. They think it's acid reflux. There's so many people walking around with mucus that they don't know that those, gummy worms they just ate wasn't supposed to, just because you're skinny or just because you're supposed to be fat wasn't good for you. Now you're coughing up mucus and you think you just sick, or I snort when I wake up. I've been doing that all my life. That's not healthy.
And my thing
It's
is, too,
almost
if you
like
ever tried something for a long period of time, because and I don't look, but I've never seen her working out consistently. I've never seen her doing X, Y, and Z. Like, I think that she's holds too much weight on being vegan or whatever. But are you actually putting in the weight? Are you actually not in the weight, but the work? I didn't mean to say that.
Oh, she's vegan.
Are you actually putting in the work?
well,
Yeah.
she said she's a vegan. Yeah, she said she said at Breakfast Club she tried. I don't know if she's vegan now, but I know she said she tried vegan. But she also said she made a song talk about bacon, egg, and cheese. But go ahead.
So there's that, and I think that that's another unresearched
Bacon, egg, and
opinion
cheese.
that people have to take with a grain of salt and be like, okay, it is what it is. But I do not think that she has tried everything she could try. I think that she's holding her hand on I went vegan, but it's all a mind game. And two, mental and sleep is just as big. And I know that she has spoke very heavily on her mental state and depression and things like that, and not sleeping and being up for 3 days to write a song and write an album. That plays a huge factor in getting anywhere you want to be, is your sleep, your mental state, and how you're feeling, as well as your diet and nutrition, as well as actually putting in the work in the gym. So I think that all of her factors haven't been aligned for her to see change.
Right.
First of all, I don't know who needs to hear this, but I need y'all to stop with this whole, I'm gonna go vegan and think that because you stop eating meat that you're about to be slim and trim like a bicycle rim. That's not true. Because first of all, a vegan diet is mainly what? Carbohydrates. Carbs. Okay? Carbs is what gets you thick, right? So vegan eating is very high in carbohydrates, and it also has a lot of processed food depending on how you're eating. Shout out to the real vegans though that know how to do what needs to be done and eat the whole foods and all that. But yeah. I'm talking about the overnight vegan people that want to, I don't eat meat no more and this and that to try to sound good. And then y'all backs and all that it's still big. Your back is still big. Your stomach is still sitting in your lap, all that, and you just don't eat meat. Like Oreos
Right.
is vegan too. So I just need y'all to realize. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at the jungle for a minute. Let's step back.
Yep.
Let's
Yeah.
step back for a minute. Look at the jungle.
Because I
In
see
the
more
jungle.
vegans eating fried food than anybody else. Like,
Listen, in the jungle, the elephants. What are they? They're vegan.
Plant-based.
The
Yep.
hippopotamus is what? Vegan. What are the lions and the leopards? They eat meat. How they look?
lean.
Okay.
Lean.
Just saying.
Fast.
So just saying.
Fast and lean.
You see
so
it, right?
So,
You
so
got
Tiff,
that
you
nice
think vegans
slinky
is
body,
are
and
fraud?
then there's the others. So I'm just saying, don't think that if you stop eating meat, that's gonna, help you get to your weight loss goal.
Right.
If
Hey,
you
Tiff,
don't
so
know
Tiff,
what
you
you're
think-
doing as a vegan,
Yeah.
that's the worst thing for you to do. Go vegan. You need to stick with the meat. You have a better chance.
Hey, Tiff, so you think vegans are fraud?
Say again.
You think vegans are fraud?
Vegans is frauds?
Yeah.
No. Why they frauds?
Look at Kev
I'm-
trying to start some stuff.
Right.
I'm just Kev trying to rile people up. I'm here for it. But no, but I'm saying, like, you know what I'm talking. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Like, people that's overweight. You know what? I'm gonna stop eating meat, girl. I don't know why you think if you stop eating meat that's gonna help you lose weight. You're gonna gain more weight or just maintain weight. Losing 5 to 10 pounds is maintenance. That's not weight loss.
Mm-hmm.
In case someone was wondering, if you're at that plateau and you just keep losing 5 to 10 pounds over and over, and you can't get past that, that's called weight maintenance. You didn't lose anything but your mind. You need to find another source of protein and add that so you can get to the weight loss, because the vegan life is very high in carbs. So just saying, if you're not completely educated on how to eat a well-balanced vegan diet, do not go vegan if you're trying to lose weight.
If you do not have the time to cook, baby, vegan is not for you, because you're
It
gonna eat
ain't for
nothing
you.
but processed foods over and over and over. Just because you go to Trader Joe's, that stuff is processed. I tell people all the time.
Hello?
The thing you can do is walk on the outskirts of a store, get the
Mhm.
good stuff, the greens, the meats, all of that stuff, all the
Produce.
stuff that's processed. Stay away from it. If you do that, I'm telling you, you'll
That's
see a
it.
difference.
Yep.
So don't think the word, you hear the word vegan, so you think vegetables. Half of the people don't even eat enough vegetables throughout the day. So it just
Fries
sounds
3
good
times
to
a day.
say it. Yeah, I'm vegan. Sounds good.
Or they eat a vegan burger every day. Or go get the fake vegan chicken or do
Where's
this
the
and do that.
rest? No.
You gotta eat it. You gotta like Bree said, if you can't cook at home, you don't have the time to cook at home, you cannot be vegan. Because
Hello?
it's not just salads and it's not just vegan replacements.
And that's what they think, and that's where they mess up.
Mm-hmm.
So, in other words, y'all saying vegans is fraud. So, anyway,
No.
No, I'm plant-based, so I'm not saying that whatsoever.
I think so. I think vegans are Jehovah's Witnesses. They just say everything
I feel
and
attacked.
come to your doorstep saying you need to become vegan. No, I'm fine. You need to go with the next
Listen.
meal.
I don't put the pressure on nobody. I let people. I coach people on the way that they particularly eat. Now, some stuff, yes, we take out some things that I don't agree with. I have my own personal experience with dairy and cancer and things of that nature and
Right.
multiple surgeries. So I have a certain way that I eat that's good for my body. A lot of people don't know that. Never mind. We're not gonna get into that.
But do you hear what she just said? She said, "My body." People
Right.
need to do their own journey. Be on their
Did
own
you also
journey.
hear what she said? She had cancer and things like that. So she didn't just
Other
hop the
factors.
fence like, yeah, I'm vegan. Y'all nasty, y'all eat meat. She didn't do that.
Listen, I tried it for 3 days and it was the most miserable I think I've ever been. It was stressful. I was like, I don't know what I can't eat. And
My
then
first 3
every
months
time I
was
eat fried
miserable.
It was just too much. I was like, I'm not there yet. Mentally, I'm not there yet to make the switch. I can't do it.
But you have to be realistic. A person who's vegan is not going to have the same body of a person that eats meat.
Right.
You're just not. Just be
Right.
realistic when it boils down to it. People who eat animal protein can get a way more leaner look, if that's your desired look, than someone who's plant-based. There's no way, because there's no way for you to avoid carbs.
Mm-hmm.
As a vegan, you cannot avoid them. So people that's looking to be like super OD, cut, real lean, slender, that's probably never going to happen. Because you have to eat a certain amount of protein and have a certain amount of carbs, if any.
Yep.
The carbs
Unless you're
have to
already
be
built
depleted.
that way. If you're doing
Right.
weight loss, then
Genetics or
that's when
something.
it becomes, yeah.
But baby, you lifting them heavy weights, being vegan, them calories, that protein you need in the day is I don't know if you
You gotta
go
eat a
big.
lot. You have
You
to
gotta eat a
eat
lot.
a lot.
And that's what
That's why
discouraged me.
that's why I had to like we put seafood in our diet. That's why I say I'm plant-based, not vegan.
Right.
I am plant-based. I don't do dairy or land animal meat or products. But we do whole produce. So we don't do canned vegetables. We don't do frozen vegetables. Just straight to the produce section, cutting up, chopping up, old fashioned, dropping it like that. But I myself, like some people who are coming from a larger size that is trying to be vegan or go plant-based or something like that, you're going to get a shock on your body, and that's natural, and you're going to instantly lose a certain amount of weight. But like Tiff said, you might come to a certain stage to where you're just, maintaining that particular weight until you actually bust a move, and that's like going hard in the gym. Like you really got to go hard.
And even sometimes going hard, it won't matter. It's never going to happen depending on what's on your plate.
Mm-hmm.
That's number one.
Depending on how you fixate it. Yep.
That's number one. What you're eating, you have to eat how you want to look. That's what I tell my clients. Eat how you want to look. You want to look like a bag of Doritos? Keep eating them. You will. You want to look like a nice salad with some protein? Eat that. It all boils down to that. You could be in the gym 5 hours a day. If what's on that plate ain't matching the goal you're trying to reach, you're never going to reach it. I don't care how many crunches you do, how many squats. You're never going to see that body because what's on the plate ain't right.
Mm-hmm. There's processed foods in the vegan world for sure. That's not not gonna help you. Not gonna help.
Like I said, like how y'all swing vegan. Vegans are bullshit. But anyway, I'm sick of everybody.
You're such a hater.
I'm sick of everybody
checking.
Before I ask another question, can y'all just tell everybody your Instagram, please? Because they get on my nerves about this.
Mine is on my shirt. You probably can't see it.
Oh,
I got the shirt and all that. It's Talk to him, Tiff. Talk to him, Tiff. Right there.
She definitely talk. Go ahead.
I do.
I am, thank you, who is Lee, but I am larkfit.detox. That's LRKFIT.detox.
Yes, and I am BTG_Bree, so BREE.
Okay, my last question. Was y'all ever pressured to get surgery on your body?
I wasn't. I mean, like, you talking about pressure from anybody else or our own pressure? I haven't.
Society, yourself.
I haven't. I've never been approached with somebody like, oh, you trying to, roll with me real quick and get this. I ain't never been in no situation where I've ever thought about it, honestly, or anyone's ever approached it. So I don't think that I have.
Pressure to get surgery, you said?
Not pressure, but
I don't think anyone's pressuring Tiff to do it.
Nobody pressuring.
And I've only known
like you can pressure yourself. Like we put
pressure. No,
pressure.
No pressure.
No pressure. You ever thought about it?
Yes, definitely.
With
the breasts.
Really?
Yeah. So I actually had a lift. I've done that. No implants or anything, thank God. I did a whole lot of research prior to doing my lift because everywhere that I went, they were telling me I needed implants, and I'm just anti anything foreign in my body. I'll put something foreign on my body like a wig, but I'm not trying to put nothing inside me. So I did enough research and was able to find a surgeon who does breast lifts with no implant. So I got those titties picked up because they was on my rib cage, but that's about it. But other than that, lipo, BBL, y'all can keep all that. I'm good on it. I'll keep everything else. When it comes to breasts, ladies, there's nothing that can be done. So if y'all are listening right now and anybody's been contemplating breast surgery, go ahead and do that. There's nothing that can be done. You could chest press all day. You could do push-ups. Nothing is going to fix sagging skin. Sagging skin.
Hey, I want to hold up before you say, before you go, hey, guys, ladies, I'm going to let you know, guys love saggy titties. So go ahead.
And nobody cares.
There you go.
Nobody cares.
Nobody.
gonna be honest. Never was pressured by anyone else. It's just
Yeah.
that when I got my breast done in 2019, only because of what I was satisfied with, like what I feel like I look like in clothes and what I want to see on myself. So I'm with Tiff. Like when it comes to the breast, it's just like, I mean, what can we say? Like you can't go work out, like you said, you can't do
There's
chest press
nothing.
and grow your boobs. So, but for me, no, I was not pressured into it, but I had my own. I always said I wanted to get my breast done. Like I always been like petite, with a booty, and I'm like, okay, well, where is the rest of it? So I just want some titties. So I got some titties. I always wanted titties, and I got titties.
So I downsized. So mine's is small now. I got rid of some.
But by no reason, they just small.
I will make a comment. There's somebody in the chat named Julia. Yes, Julia, y'all get on my damn nerve. Yes, y'all are. Yes, y'all are. Y'all are. Y'all keep asking all these questions. I can't follow up with these questions. But we're gonna end this show. I love y'all ladies. It was a great conversation, great laugh. We are gonna have a male version. So the male version is gonna be in May. So we have a group of men. We're gonna talk about the same conversation. This is the men version. I know it's gonna be different, and I know a lot of women are gonna be mad about it. So we definitely gonna have a men version, but the ladies, y'all definitely did y'all thing. Y'all, I thank y'all for coming on. Do you have last remarks before we end? Go ahead, Tiff.
Say again. You said any last
Remarks.
low close out?
Yeah, a little close out.
Do the goddamn work. That's it. That's all. Do the damn work.
That's what I'm
That's
talking
it.
about.
There's no shortcuts. And most importantly, what I need y'all to know, there is no finish line to fitness. So if you think that in your mind, oh, I want to lose 50 pounds, and once I go from 200 to 150, I'm going to be happy and I'll be done, it's never done. There is no glue. That same work that it takes to get to that 150, you got to continue that work. Once you stop, the results stop. So fitness is forever. So stop working out because your birthday is coming. Stop working out because you're going on vacation. Stop working out because you're getting married. Work out because you want to make it a lifestyle. It's permanent.
Facts. Go ahead, Bree.
I mean, follow up after that. I mean, that literally do the work, put in the work. It's a marathon. Yes. I'm here for people that understand that this is a whole lifestyle that you need to embody and actually be ready to put in the work all the time. There's gonna be ups and downs. That's what I want to tell people too. We all have ups and downs on this call right here. It's never that we wake up and be like, oh yeah, I'm just on the top of my game every single day. And I think that's why I'm so big on pushing my reality. Like on my Instagram, I show y'all when I'm failing. I'm showing y'all when my shit is not cute like everybody else's. I keep my videos pretty raw. So you can say when I'm hurting, I'm failing, I'm doing all of this. And so I just want people to see the real. It hurts, but I think that people need to understand it takes more time to come up with an excuse than to actually do the fucking work. So I'm never a person, like I done came back, I almost cut my finger off, came back from that. Broke my heel last year, came back from that. So when people want to tell me it can't be done, I literally, listen, you need to work on your mindset first. So anybody who wants to come up with more excuses than ways to make it done, you need to sit back and figure out your mindset first and then figure out your physical.
And I'm going to say it for the third time. Put in the work. Focus on you until the focus on you. It's one of the greats from the Circle of CEOs said, like, you got to focus on yourself. You got to put in the work for yourself. You got to do it because what people don't realize is that fitness is a mental game as well. It's about discipline. It's about determination. And it's about you focusing on yourself and your own body. So the happiness comes from within. And when you come to the gym and you work out, you feel even better because you put in that work. You went through everything to get those particular results versus doing something different. So again, focus on you until the focus is on you.
Focus on the health and not the body image. Go ahead and tag that in there.
Right.
And I want people in the chat that's following to focus on me, follow me too. Y'all asked about the ladies. Y'all could follow me too. But all jokes aside, thank you ladies for coming on. I want to make an announcement. Next Thursday, well, Tiff gonna be on it next Thursday too. We have another.
Because you love me.
And she got a big ass fan base. Some people, she got a cult following. But everybody, we're gonna have a next episode is gonna be is fitness getting too sexual? part 2. So we're gonna have the men
Oh,
and
man.
women on here.
Mm.
So
When you
Can't
had
wait.
the men on there, I was pressing unmute and I wasn't even on the show. Like I was trying to talk. And I'm like, he was like, I don't want to talk for the women, but I'm like, but you doing it. Let us talk
But
for a second. But I'm glad. I can't wait for that one. I can't wait for that one. I can't wait.
we got a little. I don't know if she's a celebrity, but she's a kind of celebrity. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, we got a few people that's gonna be on there. It's gonna be a great conversation. I know it's gonna be back and forth because men and women think different when it comes to sexuality. So we're gonna have a great show. I can't wait. Not gonna be sitting down. Hope I got my popcorn ready. So y'all be coming on.
I'll be in the comment section. Don't worry, I'll be Twitter fingers.
Me too. Me too.
And make sure everybody that's on the show, that's watching right now, please subscribe and continue liking. Y'all did brought the likes up, bring it up more. So, but I thank y'all ladies again. Thank you for everybody for coming on. This is the Fitness Talk, and we out.
Happy birthday, Tiff.
Happy birthday.
Oh yeah, happy birthday, Tiff. Coach Tiff.
Thanks.